Welcome to Science TV News at 1 p.m. You are with me, Ruth WAIRIMU. My sign language interpreter voicing is Jedida Wafula. Now let's focus on the news. The new session of the National Assembly resumed on Tuesday, September 26, 2023, with key agenda items to be discussed. Talks between Kenya Kwanza and Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya Alliance, proposed reforms to the National Health Insurance Fund and an investigation into WorldCoin activities are expected to be a major force of the new session. The members of parliament have been on rest since August 23, and this session will be the last one this year before they take the December holiday. On to other news item. The United States has pledged $100 million to support Kenya's mission in Haiti, where Kenya has committed to deploying 1,000 police officers to help restore security. The US and Kenya signed a 5-year defense cooperation framework during a meeting between Defense Cabinet Secretary Adan Duale and his US counterpart Lloyd Austin. The two countries praised Kenya's multinational security support mission in Haiti, which was also commended by US President Joe Biden during the recent UN General Assembly meeting in New York. Austin said that the US remains committed to working with Kenya to bring stability to the region and beyond, and that the defense cooperation framework is a symbol of the two countries' shared vision for a better future.
To announce that we have just signed a framework for defense cooperation spanning the years 2023 to 2028. This framework represents a significant milestone in our bilateral relations and underscores our shared commitment to peace, security, and stability in the region and globally.
Our concern is that, again, we have established some momentum. We want to make sure that, where possible, we maintain that momentum. So I think countries in the region are looking for ways to continue to help, but in terms of what that's going to look like is yet to be defined.
That aside, on to other news. In the second week of bipartisan talks, calls for a thorough audit of the 2022 presidential election and demands for more counties dominated the hearing. Groups appearing before the National Dialogue Committee stressed the need to resolve the issues surrounding the 2022 polls and historical injustice that the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission The Political Parties Liaison Committee called for an audit of the 2022 presidential election to dispel doubts about the results announced by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. At the same committee, emotions ran high as members of the Sabot community made their case for Mount Elgon County, which they see as the only way to end their years of marginalization. They want the new county to be hived from Bungoma in Western and Trans Nzoia County in the Rift Valley.
Of an independent and multi-sectoral task force to audit the electoral process, to identify all the loopholes and weaknesses of the electoral process and elections.
Interests of putting the ghosts of 2022 to sleep. That we have a complete audit of the elections. A complete audit.
Causes the removal of the boundaries, the delimitation function from the IBC, and locating in a framework established under the Act of Parliament with multi-stakeholders representation that is set up every 8 to 10 years.
And growing political parties as institutions amend Section 14A, B, and C of the Political Parties Act to provide that the by-election must be held where a member defects or is removed by deeming him or her to have joined another party.
If we can have the committee to have 2 members, a man and a woman, to represent the 2 coalition party, so that we can be 9.
Results are scanned and transmitted directly from the polling station, not only to the National Tallying Center, but to all accredited political parties, all accredited media houses.
At times Raila is right. Raila ni ukweli kwa sababu you don't address his injustices. You just stick to peace. Na mimi iko hapo Mulema nimefungwa mguu.
Out of 11 CEC members, Sabaots are only having 1 CEC. And that is the only county that they can call their county.
That's a fact. County kwa sababu ya development. Si kwa sababu mwingine, kwa sababu hatupate development.
On to other news item. Education key stakeholders are expected to voice their support or concerns over the new grading system announced by the Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Mochogu. The Ministry of Education reviewed the grading structure for the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education as per the recommendations of the Presidential Working Party on education reforms. Cabinet Secretary Mochogu, while launching the 2023 national exams, calendar at the Mitiani House in Nairobi, noted that only 2 mandatory subjects, that is mathematics, and 1 language, that is English, Swahili, or Kenyan Sign Language, will be used to compute the mean grade. Additionally, examiners will be required to pick 5 of the best performed subjects from a candidate, doing away with the previous grading system. The previous system was perceived to disadvantage some learners whose best performing subject was not considered, if not within the clusters, as has been the case since the inception of the 844 education system.
Mandatory subjects will be mathematics and one language, either English language, Kiswahili, or Kenyan Sign Language. In addition to the two mandatory subjects, the Kenya National Examination Council will consider another 5 best performed subjects.
The number of compulsory subjects were just too many, and this has been contributing to the very many students who are scoring the grade D and below.
They are trying to get the best out of a child so that we get people who are not forced to do things that they have either crammed.
If one is good in sciences and he does well in other science subjects, that is what will count. Or if one is good in humanities and he scores highly in humanities, that is what will count.
We've been complaining that the percentage of those going to the university compared to our neighbors, we were doing very small percentage. But as we have always said, it's because of the barriers we had put that were blocking children from moving. I'm seeing a projection on more grade A's up to C+, and very small percentage to those grades that we've been complaining.
The collection of the KCSE examinations papers will be done twice from the container.
If they are taken once in the morning and then the invigilators and the supervisors go with them, then you find exposures happen in some schools where now they are leaked before the exam time.
The council has mapped all examination centers to the nearest distribution point so that every school is able to pick its examination papers more efficiently.
We are asking our field officers to ensure that no supervisor or invigilator is retained in the center they served in during last year's national examination.
That aside, and on to another news item, Rai Group, a company owned by billionaire Jaswant Rai, has dismissed allegations that it is exiting the Kenyan market. In a statement, the company termed the allegations as regrettable misinformation bordering on unhelpful propaganda. This follows rumors that were circulating on social media that the company's manager has been summoned to discuss the closure of several businesses, including West Kenya, Olepito Sugar, Naitiri Sugar, Ndiwa, Menengai Oil Refineries Limited, Rai Cement in Muhoroni, among others. And finally, the community living around Irani Forest in Embu County has called on the government to assist in opening up the forest to promote ecotourism. They said the significant forest nestland on the eastern side of Mount Kenya was an explored game that, if well exploited, could transform the economy of the area and the county at large. The forest is a home to a wide variety of animals such as elephant, buffaloes, dik-dik, columbus, monkeys, and bird species, including honeybill, pigeon, and a rare species of frog, that locals claim to be one of its kind in East and Central Africa. Other scene sites include waterfall deep within the forest that it's also endowed with giant old trees such as camphor that are said to be century old.
Nchi ya pia revenue collection, hatuna ile mechanism clear kabisa ambayo iko very effective ya kuokota revenue, especially upande wa utalii. Na sana sana hii being the ikiwa attraction site ya watalii wengi, tungependa pia tusaidiwe kama hii ofisi ikifunguliwa hapa ya kumonta vile watu wanaingia. Vile vile kwa barabara ukiingia huko ndani kuna zile kama fio, tungependa pia zisaidiwe kujengwa hapo, na mahali pia watu wanaweza kupumzika wakisikia kwamba wamechoka. Juu kuna so many attractive sites ambazo zinaweza angaliwa pale, na kwa hivyo tukijengewa tule tuvyumba pia itakuwa mzuri. Tuko na nyati, yani buffaloes, pia tuko na wanyama kama tikitik, Columbus monkeys, pia black monkeys. Vile vile tuko na miti ambayo ni ya zamani sana kama vile kemva.
We can do boat rafting. Tuko na mito kubwa kubwa hapa yenye iko na mpaka waterfall. Tutakuwa na hiking boats and rafting boats. Then ningetaka huku hakuna mahali ingine mnaweza tengeneza zip line. Sasa tunataka tutengeneze vitu kama hizo zenye zinavutia mtalii kutoka ng'ambo akunje afanye hata yenye tuko nayo hapa. Na hii msitu iko na hizo site mzuri za kutengeneza hizo vitu. Kama ni world swing, I'm an expert hizo vitu zote unasikia nikitanja hapa. Hakuna mtu atatoka ati ng'ambo akunje atusaidie. Because one thing here, tunasema the future will be different if we make the present different. Ninataka tukunje tuchukue wanayuthi wote wenye wako area hii, vijana waache kuvuta pangi, waache mandawa za kulevya na waache hizi mambo mingi ya kuipaipa. Ningetaka serikali ituangalilie parapara. Kitu ya kwanza ndio hiyo. Then kitu ya pili ituangalie sisi kama wana youth. Watupe kama ni hizo pesa zinapeanwa, tuwatupe pesa za kuanzia hii maneno ndio sasa tuweze kuenda mbele.
Tumeweza kuona kwamba this is a new opportunity. One, for the county is a new opportunity for revenue generation, and two is an opportunity for economic empowerment ya community. Na pia tumeona ya kwamba kuna vitu nyingi sana kama nchi labda hatujui ziko. Not unless tukue na these forums over and over again. Hii route, the new route ya Irangi forest through that is to Mount Kenya, iko na various aspects kwa mtalii yoyote yule. Lakini pia zile challenges zimekuwa ni zile tunaweza manage. So my call is to the county government, tujaribu kuweka resources zetu. We invest so that we can also get back. We invest in this route, on this route actually. And then also we are employing the national government through the Kenya Tourism Board. I don't know whether they have a fund, but if they could have a fund that goes to mashinani, especially on tourism and support ama tourist attraction sites, itasaidia kuweza kusupport ile kidogo county inajaribu, so that we have good infrastructure. Wengi wameitisha mambo ya barabara. They want also a secluded area yenye inaweza fanywa kama a camping site, meaning we need to construct some few either ablution block, some places kuzitengeneza ndio iweze kuaccommodate the camping tents, some several activities.
Welcome to Science TV Sports News. You are with me, Ben Werangai. My sign language interpreter voicing is Jedida Wafula. Now let's focus on the news items. Harambee Starlets head coach Belidin Odemba is confident they will overturn the 1-0 loss against Cameroon in the second leg of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations (WAFCON) first round qualifiers today in the afternoon. Cameroon Indomitables Lioness got their advantage in the first leg played in Doha on Friday and need to win by a margin of more than 2 goals to progress to the second round. Coach Odemba believes that with the home ground advantage and slender 1-0 goal to overturn, believes the team has what it takes.
Feeling iko high kwa camp, spirits ziko high kwa camp. Wasichana walijiskuma vizuri. Cameroon uliona tulipata very slim lose. Ni kitu tunaweza tukarecover. Hiyo ndio plan yetu.
Naweza sema wenye wako within Nairobi, game iko free Nyayo Stadium. Wakoje mapema watu support, game ni 3. Haitakuwa late, wakuje si tutakuwa hapa kwa wakilisha vizuri.
On to other news item. The 2023-2024 Carabao Cup resumes today for the third round as teams in Europa join those who won their second round matches back in August. Current champions Manchester United bounced back to winning ways over the weekend against Burnley and will be hoping to get another win when they face a tough Crystal Palace side. Four times champion Manchester City travelled to Newcastle, who destroyed Sheffield United 8-0 in preparations for the Carabao Test. A struggling Chelsea side host Brighton at Stamford Bridge in what will be another tough test for coach Pochettino. All. Thank you so much for watching Science TV. You have been with me, Ben Werangai. My sign language interpreter voicing has been Jedida Wafula. Have a good afternoon and bye.